You can spend thousands of dollars on your Disney World trip, but if your feet hurt by lunchtime, it can really ruin your entire trip. So today I am sharing exactly how we try to keep our feet comfortable during those 20 to 30,000 steps that we take, including the shoes that I actually recommend and actually wear. So let's get into it. So first, I really just want to go through a couple of mistakes that you can make before you even start your Disney World trip. If you have the idea of buying a new pair of shoes because someone said that they sound comfortable and you buy them and the first time you wear them is in Disney World, that's a big mistake because a lot of shoes, especially ones that have structure and are good for your feet, sometimes they take a long time to break in and get used to. So you definitely don't want to try out brand new shoes on your trip. So hopefully if you're watching this video, you have at least a month or two before your trip so you can try out some new shoes. Otherwise, stick with what you have, and there are ways that you can help your feet out even if you don't have the best shoe on the market. Another mistake that a lot of people make is choosing fashion over comfort. And you know what? I completely get it. Orthotic shoes or shoes that are meant to really help with your foot pain sometimes aren't the cutest looking shoes. I think that these companies are really starting to catch on that people do want these shoes and they need to make them look a little bit more cute and fashionable. And I think they are doing this. But I do get it that you might want to wear these really cute sandals or flip-flops that just aren't going to be good for your feet. And that is just something to keep in mind, that you have to be able to choose comfort over fashion. And you know what? Bring those really fashionable shoes with you and wear them on a resort day, or bring them with you and wear them to a restaurant that you're going to go to so you can still dress up and feel fashionable. And then when you're in the parks walking around, you can wear those super comfortable structured shoes that are meant for walking. So before I show you the shoe that I recommend and that I really love, this is the type of shoe that you really need to be looking for. You need to be looking for arch support. You need to be looking for heel support. You need to be looking for a certain level of cushioning. But something else to think about is if you have foot pain already, like I have plantar fasciitis, at least I think I do. It's not fully diagnosed, but I'm pretty sure I have it. And so I need to know that going in, that I need to have a shoe that has heel support, arch support, but also not too much cushioning, because too much cushioning can actually make real foot problems worse. And that is what I did to myself when I was wearing Crocs all the time. I don't know if it was the Crocs in particular, but I think the cushion level of the Crocs just made my foot pain even worse. So no more Crocs for me. My husband loves Crocs still. He wears them all the time. I was a die-hard Crocs fan, Crocs and socks all day long, but now that has to change because of the level of foot pain that I experienced on our last trip. Nothing seemed to help, so I really had to think about different shoes, and I will show you the ones that I chose and that I love, but that is also something to think about, that if you already have foot issues, you need to be wearing an orthotic shoe, a shoe that is really structured and not too cushioned. If you don't have any foot problems and you just want to be comfortable, a more cushioned shoe might work for you. You also want to make sure that your shoes are breathable and have good traction on the bottom. Disney World gets really hot. You want to be able to have your feet breathe, because if they get all sweaty and that's how blisters happen and things like that. And you want to have good grips because it will rain and you don't want to be slipping, sliding all over the place while you're walking around Disney World. Okay, so let's get into the shoe that I recommend. So as I was researching around, trying to find a good shoe, I was looking at all these different types of brands that everybody recommends. I was looking at Hoka's, I was looking at all these different things. And as I was looking, I found this site that claimed that their shoes are specifically made for plantar fasciitis. And I thought, you know what, even though I'm not actually diagnosed with it, if these shoes are meant for people with plantar fasciitis, they should should be able to help my feet feel better. And they do. And the brand name is Kuru, K-U-R-U. And this is the sneaker that I got. I never used to like shoes that had a thicker sole like this. Some people like this style anyway, but I was always the type that liked those flat sneakers with no support. Imagine now my feet are killing me all the time. But I had to accept the fact that these are the types of shoes that I need. And you know what? Honestly, they have ones with even bigger soles that would probably offer even more support. But these ones have been doing so well. I've been walking around again. I will tell you that after my last Disney trip, it took me a long time before I was even able to like walk down the street because of how bad my foot pain was. So I finally got these and now I'm able to walk comfortably. It honestly feels like my feet are healing themselves a little bit with this shoe. This is not sponsored by Kuru, by the way. This is an honest opinion about this shoe. Also, these are used to be white. If anybody has any recommendations on how to clean a white mesh sneaker, please let me know. I cleaned the bottoms here with my regular shoe cleaner and it worked well, but I don't know how to clean this white mesh. So if anybody has any suggestions for that, please let me know down in the comments. But aside from them being dirty, you can obviously tell that I've been wearing these a lot and they really, really help my feet. What Kuru does is they have this type of technology that they use where it cradles the sole of your foot so that it's not being squished down every time you take a step. So that is what really helps the heel pain when you're walking. So I highly, highly recommend Kuru's. I've also heard great things about Hoka's and things like that. Also, you know, these types of shoes are expensive. They're not cheap. But the way that I see it is you get what you pay for. And I want to be able to walk and enjoy my time with my kids playing outside and things like that. So I spent the money to be able to be comfortable while I'm on my feet. But I do just want to mention that if you really don't have the funds to invest in a really good pair of shoes, you can always get like an insert or an insole into the shoes that you already have. I don't have any of them because I chose to go the shoe route, but if you click the link in the QR code, if you're watching on TV, or the link below down in the description, I have all this stuff linked down below, and I'll also put in there some insoles and inserts and things like that that you can put into your already shoes that you have. Now I can't speak on them, I don't use them, but if you have or you give them a try, please let me know down in the comments. I'm sure there's other viewers that would love to know if those work. So if you go ahead and try it, or if you've already tried it, please leave down in the comments what you think about them and if they work. Okay, so those are the sneakers, the everyday walkers that I recommend. Now, when it comes to sandals, because some people don't like to wear sneakers, sometimes it's really hot and you want to let your feet breathe a little bit. The sandals that I recommend have actually been recommended by a lot of people. I've seen these recommended so many times, so many people get them, and I finally gave them a try, and they really do live up to the hype. I'm going to give a shout out to Ashley Wright, Pixie Dusted Mom, because she's the first one that I saw recommending these a long time ago. She's had them for a while. If you know her, you can probably guess that these are reef sandals. Now, the ones that I have are a little bit different than the ones she has because they're the thicker sole. Like I said, when you really do have foot pain, you need to have that thicker sole. Now, I can imagine that the thinner ones probably are really comfortable too. If you don't have existing foot pain, you might want to give those a try if you don't like the platform style. But I can tell you that she was not wrong. Everyone else recommending these shoes were not wrong. These shoes are so incredibly comfortable. I have never had a sandal be so comfortable before. Like, I really do think that I could wear these in the parks all day long and be okay. Like, that is how comfortable these are. So I highly, highly recommend them. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, everybody who has recommended these, because they have seriously saved my feet when I want to wear sandals. So these are what the reef sandals look like. I was honestly a little nervous about the platform. I don't usually wear shoes that have platforms, but they honestly were so comfortable and so easy to walk in. They are wonderful. I absolutely love these shoes so much. These are what the Kurus look like. Maybe not the most fashionable shoes there are, but again, they are just so comfortable. So I will definitely take comfort over fashion. Now, just a quick mention that a lot of these things that I've been talking about have been about for us, for the parents, for the grown-ups, but kids deserve to have comfortable shoes as well. And with the kids, I highly recommend just using the sneakers or shoes that they are most comfortable in. If those are Crocs, that's great. If they're tennis shoes, that's great. If they're a certain type of sandal that they can go long amounts of time in, that's great too. The young ones, hopefully you have a stroller for. If their feet start to hurt, they can get in the stroller. But just remember to take frequent breaks, check in with everybody to see how they're doing, check in to see if their feet are starting to rub against their shoes, because we're going to talk about that in a second, what you can do to, not just really about foot pain, but about blisters and just tired, achy feet, things that you can do to combat that as well. So I just wanted to talk about a couple of products that I recommend having with you in the parks and also back at your hotel room. So one of the things that you can do is use something like this, which is an anti-friction stick. It's very similar to those like chafing balms that you can put like on your thighs. This is pretty much the same exact thing. So you probably could use, if you already have one like for your thighs, for your other parts of your skin, you could probably use that as well. You're gonna wanna rub this in areas, any place on your foot that the shoe could possibly rub against, because you don't wanna be in the park and all of a sudden it's starting to rub and you don't have anything with you. This is so small. You can easily fit it right in your bag, rub it on your foot if you're starting to feel it, and don't wait too long. Don't wait until you have a blister. Don't wait until it's like, oh yeah, I probably should. Anytime you feel part of your shoe rubbing against your foot, put some of this on. And another thing to use if you don't want to use a balm, or if you want to use it also with the balm, is moleskin. So these come in sheets, and what you can do is you can actually cut them into strips or small squares or pieces like that. And at any time you start to feel something rubbing against your foot, even if you have socks and sneakers on, the back of your shoe could start rubbing, or where your toes are. And this is the thing about Disney, is sometimes even when you're walking normally, you don't feel that, but all of a sudden in the middle of the day, you're starting to feel it when you're at Disney. So having these at the ready, you just stick it on anytime that you start to feel any type of rubbing, you do that, and then that will help prevent any blisters from forming. So those are the things to bring to the park with you. And then once you're back at the hotel, there are a couple of really nice things to do for your feet to help your feet feel better. I always bring those Dr. Scholl's like foot wraps. I don't have any on me right now because I usually just stock up before we go on our trip. So we don't have a trip coming up yet, so I haven't stocked them. But I will show a picture right here, and I'll also have them linked down below. It's just like this like nice wrap that goes around your feet, just helps your tired feet feel better. And that is the thing, is like, even if you don't have a pre-existing foot problem, these things can help with just tired, achy feet. They also have Epsom salt rubs that I'm probably going to get for the next trip, so I'll link that down below too, that you can rub on your feet to make them feel really nice. If you do have plantar fasciitis like I do, or other types of foot pain, I actually always bring my foot roller with me. I actually use this every single night. All you do is you put it on the floor and you just roll your foot, mostly your arch, on the ball, and it just massages it and kind of like stretches out those muscles that are giving you problems. So this is a really good thing to have with you. It's small, it should be able to fit nicely in your suitcase, but that's just another thing that you can bring to relieve some of the aches and pains that you're feeling during the day. And then there's also running a hot bath, sticking your feet in, maybe putting some Epsom salts in there just to give yourself a nice little spa-like experience, just to relax your feet from the day. And don't forget to stay hydrated during the day. That is a very important part of keeping any swelling down that could happen with your feet. So stay hydrated. Bring an extra pair of socks with you just in case they get wet from either sweat or a water ride or rain. You don't want to be walking around with wet socks in your shoes. That could really not be fun. You also might want to consider bringing another pair of shoes with you in case the shoes that you have get wet from any of those circumstances that I just mentioned. You really want to have clean and dry socks and dry shoes as well to really help your feet feel good on your whole vacation. So even bringing a pair of sandals with you in the park, maybe it's going to start raining and you want to swap into those, or even a pair of water shoes or anything that you can slip on when it's going to start raining or when you go on a water ride, and then you can easily switch back into your socks and other shoes or your sandals, whatever it is you're wearing. So definitely bring an extra pair of socks, stay hydrated, and if you do find that your feet are swelling a lot, put on some of those Dr. Scholl's spa things on your feet, elevate them up, and that will help to take care of any swelling that might be happening. And also, don't feel shamed to pop an Advil if your feet are starting to hurt. You want to enjoy your day. And if taking an Advil because your feet hurt will help, then do that. And also, don't forget that you shouldn't wait until your feet are really hurting you before you take a break. Take those breaks during the day. Sit down on a bench for a little bit, have a rest, relax your feet, relax your body, relax everything, and don't wait too long until these things start to hurt. Disney should leave you with magical feelings, not sore feet. So a little planning before your trip and being prepared with things that you can bring with you can make all the difference. If this video helped you out in any way, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and let me know down in the comments what you like to do to help your feet out in Disney World, or if there's anything I mentioned that you're going to want to try, let me know down in the comments, and until next time.